press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hi students, we are on the verge of finishing the lesson, our constitution. A few more things to be dealt with that we are going to finish. Now, I am very sure you must have read and kept everything ready for this class that we are going to take. As I told you in the previous class, today we are going to deal with the fundamental duties that are there, the 11 fundamental duties. Let's see in detail what each of these duties mean and how you will have to take on these duties along with the rights that you have. Now, when you have rights in the country, okay, when you have certain rights, you also have some duty towards your country, isn't it? That makes you more responsible. Now, if you have a particular right to freedom, you also should have a duty so that you don't violate those rights of freedom that you have. Alright, you are following, I suppose. Now, when this happens, you are seeing it like a coin, okay? Two sides of the coin. One side you have the fundamental duties, on the other side you have the fundamental rights. Alright, both have to be used and protected according to the needs of the citizens. Alright, now when you have these rights, if you don't follow your duties, then there is no value to the rights that you have, the rights that we discussed in the previous class. Before we get into the rights, I want you to know something, alright. Now, 10 fundamental rights, okay, were included in the 4th chapter, that is part A, okay. Article 51A, okay, with the 42nd amendment. Do you get that? There were 10 fundamental rights, and that is in the 4th chapter, A part of Article 51A in the 42nd amendment, okay. But in the 86th amendment in 2002, okay, becomes 11 fundamental rights. One more was added in 2002 in the 86th amendment. Follow? We shall now see what those 11 fundamental rights are there after 2002, which was given. Okay, let's see the first one. You have to respect, okay, you have to respect what? You will have to respect the constitution, the national flag and the national anthem. Whenever the national anthem is being played, you will have to stand on attention, you have to respect the national flag, you are not supposed to stamp it, you are not supposed to throw it anywhere, alright. It has its own dignity that is there. You will have to respect the constitution that is also being written. 3 things you have to respect, that is constitution, national flag and the anthem. Okay, national flag and the national anthem. Now, this was a very easy fundamental duty, isn't it? To respect. And that's why we give that honor during Independence Day, Republic Day, isn't it? And in government offices, if you see, the flag is always hoisted. There are rules for hoisting the flag, for lowering the flag, Okay, everything has to be followed according to the procedures, according to the regulations that have been put down. Let's see the second one. Okay, you must follow the noble ideas of what? Of our national struggle okay, whatever national struggle that we did for the freedom, for the independence of the country, you have to take inspiration from it and you have to follow those ideals. Okay, you will have to take in those thoughts, you will have to take in inspiration, you will have to respect whatever freedom struggles were done and accept it for the welfare of the country. Let's see the next one. You must protect the integrity of India. You must know your nation well as you are not supposed to create violence, you are not supposed to speak bad about your nation. You will have to have a sense of love, sense of care and attitude that doesn't disturb any form of rights or duties or acts, okay, any articles that are given for the citizens. It's your duty, you have not to violate them, but keep them in order to make our country better. You have to keep the respect, the integrity, the dignity that is there of the country in among yourselves and also with people of the other nations. Let's next one. Okay, you must defend your motherland when called. Okay, that is whenever there is a necessity for when the motherland, when your country is in trouble, if you are called to protect your country, then you will have to accept and go and protect your country by all means. Okay, for example, if there is a war that is going on, or if there are any disturbances that are there, all right, if there are any disturbances, if there are violations, if there is violence from other places and you will have to protect your country, they need more people in order to protect the country than the army, then when you are called to protect, you will have to go whenever you will be called into. Mostly people of the young age will be called, and very rarely those cases happen, yet one of them is written down in case there is a possibility. Okay, it cannot happen always because the country is well equipped with whatever needs it has to, in case it may occur. Okay, that's the only possibility. If there is a chance of something going wrong, then it is written. Okay, that you have to protect your motherland. Let's see the next one. Okay, you have to promote you have to promote a spirit of brotherhood among whom? Among the people of India. All right, and you must also put down few of the rituals, okay, against the dignity of women. Okay, you must foster or you must promote common brotherhood, common feelings, so that there is peace, there is serenity, there is care towards each one who is your neighbor, alright. You have to be having feelings so that you care for them, you make them feel as your own, alright. And you should put down or you should disown few rituals that will not protect the dignity of women. Whichever ritual that you do is, if it's going against the dignity and the respect of women in your country, you are not supposed to do it. You are not supposed to practice them. You are not supposed to do it in the society, because that will put down the dignity of women in your country. And that is why you will have to protect their rights as well, and you have to care for the others who are there along with you, alright. Let's see the sixth one. You have to preserve the rich heritage. Okay, the country has a lot of rich heritage and a lot of big cultures, isn't it? People come to visit our country. We have great historical places. We have many places that have been taken as tourist places, yet they are places that are very important to the country. We have our own culture, we have our own traditions, we have everything that makes us rich in its own way, okay? For the clothes that are being woven, for the food that we have, for the clothes that we wear, for the language that we speak, for the traditions that we practice, okay, for the religions that we practice, and everything in and around us has a culture of its own, has tradition of its own, and it's the right of every citizen, it's the duty of every citizen to protect whatever is there in their land. Now, we have this Mysore Palace, okay, we have the Mysore Palace. Why is it protected like that? The beauty that is there in the Mysore Palace, all around, so many paintings, so many designs that are being crafted on wood, okay, everything that is there inside the palace is very beautiful and it is preserved. Some museums are preserved, some parks are preserved, so many things that show you the tradition and culture is preserved, because that alone speaks for the richness of the country, that alone speaks for whatever we possess in the country. Alright, so it's the duty of all its citizens to protect whatever heritage it has, whatever old buildings or old scriptures, anything that it has which depicts the tradition and the culture, you will have the right and duty to protect it, okay. Preserve it, you will have to preserve it, the word is given preserve, you will have to keep it, you are not supposed to simply discard it away as and when you wish, okay. You must protect and develop environment, okay, like forests, lakes, rivers and wildlife. Alright, and along with this you must show compassion to animals. What you must do? You must preserve, you must protect and develop the environment. You must not support deforestation. You must be against it, and you must be for planting trees and keeping the environment clean and healthy for everybody, okay. That is forest, lakes, rivers, wildlife and anything that belongs to the environment. And addition to that, you must also care for the animals that we have. Care for them, protect them so that they don't go extinct in a few years and we will not have that animal anymore. So you must show your care, you don't kill them. If it's harming you, then you have your people to call, isn't it? The forest department can be called, there are wildlife who protect wildlife, those persons can be called. So there are many ways which you can you find a solution in order to get away from it, but not kill them, not harm them in any way. Let them live, they also have a life to live. You also have, let them live and you also live peacefully. So that is, you have to have care for them, you will have to have a lot of love towards whatever is there, and that is how we will protect the cycle of living. Actually if you have seen the human cycle, okay, everything is connected. If you have studied in science, I hope you have, okay, it's a cycle. The human life is also a cycle, the animal life is also as a cycle. So everybody in the nature needs the other in order to survive, and if one goes extinct, it affects the other. So we must try to protect and preserve everything that we have, so that everybody who is coming and everybody who has come and everybody who is going to come will have a better environment to live in. All right, let's see the 8th one now. I hope this was very easy, isn't it? It's quite easy to understand even if you read it, yet I make it a little simpler for you. All right. You must develop scientific inquiry You must develop scientific inquiry, okay, scientific temper and spirit of inquiry. All right, you must develop scientific temper and spirit of inquiry. That means whatever scientific fields that are there in the society, whatever is happening in and around you, okay, you will have to have attitude towards that, towards developing something or to contributing in order to make the scientific field better. All right, you must also have a spirit of inquiry. You must be curious in order to know and develop your country in a better way, whatever is the possible. Okay, now that there are, see, what I am trying to tell you is there are scientific inventions that are going on, experiments that are going on. Every person who is into research is making those inventions, inventing something, experimenting something. Now there is a right or there is a duty of the citizens also to contribute in order to make things better so that the country can function well. All right, you have to be very curious in order to know some things in the country. Now take the present situation, the virus that's come and it's affecting us. What's happening is a lot of research going on saying that what kind of vaccine, what kind of medicine can we give to the people so that they can protect themselves. They are giving you a lot of precautions, isn't it? Stay at home, don't go out, stay away, and so many other precautions. You've already heard them. Why are they giving you this? So that they can protect the citizens of the country. They can protect the people around you. They are closing down, they are shutting down many things so that people can stay safe, you and I can stay safe, isn't it? And that is how when all this is happening, each citizen has their duty in order to contribute in whatever is happening to the country. All right. Now, 9th one, you must safeguard public property okay, and you must safeguard public property and abstain from violence. Now these historical places, the parks, any libraries, museums, whatever is there under the public property, okay, it's the right and the duty of all its citizens to protect it. You can make use of it, isn't it? Now there is a public library. There are many books in that. You can make use of it. You have all the right to make use of it. But at the same time, you should also protect the books in the library. You should protect the building that's there. You should not cause any harm. Like for example, like burning the books or throwing away the books. No, that's not a right way to act in the library, isn't it? Library book is to be respected in its own way. It gives you a lot of knowledge, so it has to be respected in its own way. Every book has its own way, own things to tell you, and it makes you what you are, isn't it? Books are not done simply. Books are a good way of knowing something, understanding something, and also cultivating the habit of doing anything that you would like to do. Okay? Even for that matter, parks. When you go, don't loiter around, don't litter the place, okay? Simply spitting here and there. No, that's not right what we are going to do. Okay, isn't it? You must have some mannerism, you must have some ways in order to deal with that property. And if anybody is coming and violating this rules there, they are creating violence, they are going to fight there, they are going to have protests there, then you shouldn't be doing it. You should stay away from doing this, all these kinds of violence for the public property that is there. So you will not have to violate the rules, you are not going to create any violence in the public property. It is for your use, you use it and be happy with whatever facilities you have got from it, alright. Okay, the next one is, you must strive, okay, towards excellence okay. Whatever you are doing it alone or you are doing it collectively, that is as a group, you have to always be excellent in whatever you do, isn't it? Now in school also, don't they give you test and then they tell you study hard, the next test you have to do better. Okay, individually also you have to do better as a student, and as a class together also you have to give a good result, isn't it? All of you have to contribute in order to get good results, understand what your teacher is saying, and individually also you must study for your marks, isn't it? Same thing. Whenever you are going to do anything for the country, if you are individually contributing to it or you are contributing towards the country as a group, whatever way you are trying to contribute into the building of the nation, you have to be excellent, you have to be marvelous in whatever you do. Okay, there is nothing called as you're going to be very poor. No, nothing. You have to keep up that mark, and you will have to raise the bar always, not come down in anything that you would like to help the country in, or you would like to give the country anything that you have done which would help many citizens, which would help the country stand as a brighter country in front of all the other nations. That becomes the 10th one. The 11th one is, that is the added one, your parents, okay, or guardians, okay, they should provide you an opportunity for what? For education, Okay. Now for till 14 years compulsory education everybody has to get, okay. So there is nothing called as child labor that you are going to give anybody. Even after this you have to study, okay, in order to gain more knowledge and many other aspects in life. Now this is for parents and guardians. You are not supposed to keep your children at home nor send them for any kind of work, but rather make them study and send them to schools and get them study, get them an education, and that is how they are going to prosper. This very compulsory. The Right to Education Act says it's very compulsory for all parents to enroll their students, enroll their children in schools for their studies and educate them so that they can build the nation. They are the future generation of the nation, so they would help in building it, and education is very, very necessary for it, okay. That is the most important thing anybody can get. So these are the 11 fundamental duties that every citizen has towards its country. Now, your fundamental rights that were there, okay, that is right to equality, right to freedom, right against exploitation, okay, all these rights that were there, they have protection from the court of law, okay. You have laws to protect those rights in case they are violated. But these fundamental duties, okay, they don't have any such kind of protection that you get, but they have a condition to it. In case there is violation, there is punishment for any person under the law who has violated these duties. But the court of law doesn't protect your duties, whereas it protects your fundamental rights, alright. Whoever is violating the duties will be punished, but no protection. Whereas fundamental rights have protection, alright, protection under the court of law. Now this is what I wanted to do in this class, that is fundamental duties towards your nation. As always, I want you to read the 11 fundamental rights and get ready for the next portion that we are going to take, that is directive principles of state policy. We are going to go in detail. I know I had mentioned about directive principles of state policy in the first class that I have told you, and I told you I will get back to that in detail. Now in the next class we are going to learn about the directive principles of state policy in detail, and you will know what they are. Till then, keep studying, take care of yourselves. Thank you for listening. I shall meet you in the next class.